Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in this wacky, wonderful world of ours. The first thing I would like to say upon beginning the scene is Kim, take 7 ag damage.
Bring it, bitch!
Dang it. That's not how this is supposed to work.
I have a
Anyway,
backup character.
no, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, shit. This evening's scene is going to be set once again in the now new and improved and slightly security-proofed Jacobite Club. Also found just off the main thoroughfare of Grafton Street in central Dublin. For those of you who have not been to the Jacobite Club before, it's known as a safe and open harbour for mages of all denominations. Sorry, mages of all denominations, traditions, and affiliations, with the exception of the Technocratic Union, because fuck those guys. This evening, we will find a collective grouping as they enter the Jacobite Club proper. The Jacobite Club itself is built in the style of Victorian-era gentleman's smoking lounge. You will see large walrus-faced, mustachioed men glaring down at you from portraits with golden filigree etched on either side. These are the men who were giants of industry, giants of giants of business, and had giant trousers because God knows that was all that would fit the paunch. After all, this was Victorian England, where you ate 8 meals a day and did not question anything that may involve morality. So, the bar itself is actually relatively empty this evening. There is no one even serving the bar. People will just casually drift behind the bar to inquire as to drinks that they may wish to serve themselves before they return to their seated position. I will go down the list of people as they enter the scene based on my own display of you guys on my screen here. So starting off, we will have Anastasia.
Anastasia, she will enter the building very elegantly, and she'll kind of look around to see if anybody's around. Look at the probably where there's still like bullet holes through the building.
Oh, there are no bullet holes.
Run her finger. Oh, they're not? Okay. Well, she'll just kind of look at the windows where like they were shooting from.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll just kind of look around the bar, and then she'll sit down.
Okay.
And just kind of think for a moment. Not really getting a drink yet, but just sitting.
So next we have the combination intro that will be Ikiro and Mr. Weiss as they enter.
Yep. Ikiro will walk in, of course, once again wearing one of her brother's shirts. This time it is tucked into her slacks. Her hair is pulled up. And, she'll just kind of walk in. As she walks in, she will look over to Finley and just kind of say, "And this is the Aetheryte Bar, if you ever wish for the company of other mages. This is the best place to find it. Though some of the individuals can be rather unsavory."
Once they're inside, he's just kind of be like, Aetherites, there. Let me see. Thanks. Because he's not writing this shit down. Ether, like Aether, science stuff, right?
Indeed.
Interesting. Seems kind of dead tonight, though.
Just wait, I'm sure more will arrive in time. I have a... what would you call it? Gut feeling?
Hold on.
And next we will have next and last, actually, or no, sorry, Jackie's here. Jackie, you are next.
Jackie walks in. He really doesn't say hi to anybody, and he goes and gets a cup of coffee, and he goes and sits down.
Okay. And last but certainly not least, Rory will enter.
So, Rory just bounced up the steps through the door, completely oblivious to what had gone on a few days ago. And he just takes everything in, just like smiling brightly. He stares at the pictures, the furniture. Is the bartender around, by the way?
The bartender came down with a rather terminal case of sword.
Oh no. Oh no, my favorite NPC. Oh well. He pokes his head over the bar just to see if anyone's hiding under there and helps himself to a drink.
You are all currently gathered. If you wish to do the casual conversation thing, you may do. Evan is going to get some tea. Don't kill anyone in his absence.
Being so very pleased that the misogynistic bastard robot is dead still, Iki is going to hop behind the bar and bartend for anyone who wishes it.
Caffeine. He's literally just gonna look at you and be like, there's gotta be something caffeinated behind the bar. I don't care if it's got liquor or not.
Coming up, sir. And she will begin to just kind of dig around the bar. And probably there's probably some coffee. She'll give you a cup of coffee.
He looks at it as if he's just been handed a bit of like Philosopher's Stone or something.
So, since everything's so fucking quiet, Iki's just gonna look around the room and just kind of say, there are some new faces I have not seen before. Please, introduce yourselves. Of course I will go first. I am Ikiro of the Akashic Brotherhood.
I'm
My
Rory.
name is.
I'm with the Order of Hermes.
Yeah. You can see him just like.
My name is Anastasia Nakao. I am of the Sisters of Hippolyta.
You can see Finley just like mentally trying to track, like, okay. He just kind of like, he's ticking off the main traditions in his head. Just like, okay. Like he's managed to place the Order of Hermes now. Like, okay, I remember that one. And he looks over at Anastasia. Nice to meet you again. Don't remember that.
Yes, it's pleasant to. Oh, they are not of the traditions. They are of the Disparate Alliance.
That would be why then. Apologies. Finley Weiss. I've met maybe 2 of you before. No, wait, 3. So everyone but Rory basically out of character.
I cannot hear whatever you're like out of character. I cannot hear a word of what you're saying.
Is it not coming through?
It's coming through, but really staticky.
That's weird. Hold on. bypass me for a minute. I'm going to see if I can fix it.
Ikiro, may I have a gin and tonic, please?
Of course.
Thank you. She'll smile politely.
And she'll make it, and then just kind of slide it over to you.
She'll grab it and then she'll take a sip.
All around you, for the record, guys, you will start to hear the sound of what is almost audibly very slow drumming. Like, doo, doo, doo. It's got a very set rhythm. Hell, you could almost dance to it if you really wanted to.
Yes. What kind of drumming?
Evan,
Yes.
Jackie, if he'll just kick up Spirit Sight, and because he can only see ghosts, if Matsu-sama is there, he'll bow.
You will see not only Matsu there, but you will see this individual standing with her, pictured in my picture. You will also notice around them the large Japanese kikoyome drums that are being beaten by other wraiths. However, these wraiths don't appear to have eyes and are just beating the drums.
Excuse me. He'll quirk an eyebrow at it, and he will acknowledge them, and then he will go back to drinking his coffee, as he's done what he's supposed to do.
Very well.
Yeah, with the music playing, she would probably put up Spirit Sight. Just roll for it, right?
Well, yes, you roll your arete. It's a coincidental effect, so it will just be difficulty of, well, it would be difficulty 4. Using a focus, it becomes difficulty 3.
Yeah, she easily did that.
Okay. You will see exactly as I described. You'll see this individual talking to. One moment. I'm just going to get the 2 pictures up so I can flick between them. You will see this individual in the white and the purple talking to this individual in the green. And all around them there are the beatings of the large drums. When I say these are, for the record, Tataima drums are the large drums. They're about the size of a person. They're being beaten by wraiths that don't have eyes and their mouths are sewn shut.
She recognizes the lady, so she bows to both of them.
Nanda neske danske an setsu eske na. You hear one of them. You hear one of the blacks say to the one of the green. And the one of the green cocks her head to the side. I don't know if Kim is listening, so I'll just continue to talk in Japanese until she is.
I am listening.
Excellent.
I'm always listening.
One of them said to the other, because you've got Spirit Sight up, is that the pretty little thing that needed my words? To which Matsuo will shrug, to which Matsuo will say, "No, that one is irrelevant. Filthy gaijin, you need not concern yourself with her, Great One. I understand. Still, she has a beautiful face. Maybe I'll wear it. As you say, Great One."
My kind of spirits. Can get it.
Can I sense that other people are tossing spirit sight up and stuff, or do they have it walking in?
Kim had it walking in. If you want to roll perception awareness, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, Anastasia put it up, so you would be able to tell that.
Well, no, he has to make a successful perception awareness roll in order to tell jack shit.
Diff 4 or Diff 6? What am I saying?
Diff 6. Unless you've got something that would lower the diff.
2 successes.
Yep, somebody did. The rather attractive lady who's been identified as Anastasia did something. You're not exactly sure what, but something magical happened.
Okay.
At this point, the temperature in the room drops 10 degrees. A swirling pool of blackened shadow, viscous ichor-like shadow that appears to have tangible, solidified essence, pools in the floor. You see the shadow form into a series of kanji locked within a concentric circle around itself. At which point this individual in the black appears and the sound of drums intensifies. You're not exactly sure if the figure is male or female, but its gaze, it's like looking directly into oblivion. And I mean oblivion in the right sense. She says, or it says rather, Konnichiwa, Sangote. Kenshinai no Katsukuri. She's basically saying, hello, foreigners. It's an interesting smell your flesh has.
She's not viewable to anyone who has who doesn't have spirit up, right?
No, she's appeared. She's manifested. That's why I said there was the whole concentric circles and waves of ichor.
Yeah.
And the temperature in the room dropped a good 10 degrees. She'll look at Ikiro and she will say, Hanze ono tesuki desu ka? Which literally translates to, you wished my words, little one.
I zoned out. I came back and I heard words, little one.
See, this is why I was asking if Kim was listening.
Oh, I was paying attention, and then it just kind of went in one ear and out the other because I started thinking of dinner that's in the kitchen. But
Is it delicious dinner in the kitchen?
it's lasagna, and I haven't gotten it yet. But anyway, go on.
She looked at you, and this creature that's materialized looked at you and said, you wished my words, little one.
Oh, see, did she? What?
In a manner of speaking, yes. But you've got no idea who it is or why they're here.
She will say, yes, I believe I did. But I would be very humbled if I was to know who you were.
It will nod, and it will say, by the way, is anyone here still drinking?
I don't think you could pull the coffee away.
Okay. Everything that you are eating and or drinking tastes as though it is rotten. The milk will have curdled. The alcohol itself will have fouled. Everything tastes wrong, and you physically start to see it cover in mold and feculicity. You see the wood under this creature's feet crack with age and wear. The leather on the chairs starts to become brittle and shred itself as you sit upon it.
But does it still have caffeine? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, if you want to roll your stamina.
I'm not going to, don't worry. He does think about it for a second, though.
The entity will now switch to English, and it will say, I am the censor. I oversee the lists. You wished understanding as to the situation as it pertains, the lack of forward momentum in the world of Jade. Why it is the wraiths are incapable of finding their way to the wheel or to the Shadowland. I am here to answer your question as a favor to Matsu.
I thank you for any information you are able to give me regarding the wraiths.
Question: have you bowed respectfully to this person that you know?
Hell yeah, she fucking is bowed.
When important question: when Ikiru bowed, did other people?
Since I'm unofficial,
Anastasia.
I'm kind of unofficially in her train. Yeah.
Okay.
Anastasia figures that Ikiru knows what to do. This is her culture, and it would be disrespectful not to bow, so she would bow with her.
Okay. Jackie, are we doing the bowing thing? Or are we not?
Jackie stands fast.
It will not notice you, but it will continue, and it will say, "Ask me your questions, then, flesh walker."
Now I gotta think of these fucking questions. Let's fucking get it. Okay.
His posture is one of deference and respect. Bow.
Okay. Sam, actually, I forgot. My apologies if you were here. Hi, Sam. How you doing? You doing good?
He was marked as BRB about 4 minutes ago.
Okay, cool. I was gonna say he's got the curiosity flaw. This thing's he's gonna want to poke it with a stick. So it's looking at you. As I say, the eyes are completely black, like you're staring into pools made entirely of oblivion. As it says, "Speak your questions to me, and I will answer. You have 3."
Oh,
Roy's back.
fuck.
Oh, by the way, hi Sam.
Hello.
So, as I said, this thing popped up into existence. Where in my little diatribe on that were you when you left?
It has black eyes, and it said something about wearing skin.
Okay. Did you hear where I said that basically all the food was spoiling in its presence, the alcohol was turning, the seats' leather was cracking, and the floor itself looked as if the floorboards, like all the wood cracking under it. Were you there for that?
No.
Okay. Well, it is.
Very cool.
Oh, by the way, Sam, you're curious. You want to ask it all the questions. What is it? Why is it here? Ooh, why are its eyes like that?
I have so many more questions for it than those.
Yeah, but I'm pointing out, please enact your curiosity flaw right now. You want to do it. I love the collective moaning. That was intense. That was intense. Well done. That was at least 10 points to Hufflepuff.
And we all became Minecraft villagers for a second.
It will hold up 3 fingers for the record.
It holds up the left middle finger, the right middle finger, and the center middle finger.
How does it have a center middle finger? It
Don't
bowed
ask.
away. But yeah, no. Hey, Sam. You want to ask it all the questions? You should ask it the questions.
I know. I'm just trying to think of what to ask, what he'd be most excited about.
So you know what? While he's fucking thinking, Iko's gonna get her questions out the way before one of these frickin' guys fuck shit up.
I got you to use the word gaijin. My life is complete.
Got me to use the word. I'm done with you, Evan. Disowned. Don't ask me how I disowned you, considering. But anyway, so she will look and say, "Do these time anomalies around the Wraith coincide with what the paradox spirit known as Wrinkle is investigating.
It will nod, and it will say, the two are part of the same causality, from what I understand, yes.
Okay.
You also see another element of the causality, though you don't know why. Or you don't know it is an element of it.
And what is that element that I see but do not understand?
It will point out the window, and it will say, look with your eyes. You will see.
I'm gonna look out the window with my eyes.
You see the night sky. You see the street below you. You see the shops opposite. It's raining.
It's
Rain?
still motherfucking raining. Oh boy,
Yes.
here we go. Okay. Okay, I'm not gonna ask her about the rain, because I know it's been raining since Eco got her ass here. But that's definitely out of the ordinary. Shit. That's one question left. Oh lord.
She will elaborate, because I feel like that was kind of a shitty question. She will say, time has moved forward in the city, in a manner of speaking, in the same way that a limp man may hobble, even though his legs are beaten and torn. The weather has stayed the same since what began. It has not changed. It has been trapped.
Oh. Okay, that kind of elaborates on that a little bit more. Fuck. What is this third? Okay. I want to ask something about Cronus, but I'm not sure if it's worth this last question.
You could ask him to ride you for a while.
At that point, the mouth goes incredibly wide. Like, yes!
Fucking dirty Marcus! I was so OC, by the way, all this stuff that I was saying. But, look, Eco probably would be down to do some creepy stuff with the wraiths, but we're not going to talk about that in polite company.
By the way, this isn't a wraith. It's something else. It's wraith-like, but it's not a wraith.
I really want to ask it what the fuck it is. I still have what would Eco do this? Iki
Jackie
would.
does. Jackie
Iki
goes,
would.
come on in.
Hmm?
Jackie says, come on in. We need your help.
It will smile, and it will shake its head, as it will say, as tempting an offer as that is, and as tempting as the young lady's flesh may be, I am unfortunately away from my duties for longer than I should be. Even now, I do not have time. I may answer the question. As I said, I do this as a favor.
Hey, ST.
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of look around for a second and just like, because I haven't tried this yet. It's been 3 days, well, effectively. Just kind of lean my head back a little bit towards the bar and kind of go like, hey, are you getting all this? Doesn't seem to be talking to anyone. He's not sure if a certain someone's even listening to this.
You get absolutely no reply.
Goddamn bitch.
I got it. She'll look to her familiar and ask through the mental link the last question she thinks that the familiar should ask. Or that the familiar thinks she should ask.
Is yours the white or the black one?
It's the white one.
Okay. You guys will see a white draconic shape poke its way. Where is it? Is it in a bag? Is it?
Sure, we can say it's in a bag. Yeah.
It's about the same size as a large snake, but it's got little legs. You'll basically see a tiny stylized Japanese or Chinese lung dragon pop its head out of a bag. It kind of lazily glances around at the people. Mistress, I hope this is necessary. I was in the middle of a rather delightful nap.
As soon as this business here is finished, you may, of course, go back to your nap.
What did you want to? You want the familiar to ask a question?
She wanted to know what the familiar thinks that she should ask the question. Because let's be real, Eco has intelligence for her. She'd probably know a good question to ask. Kim does not, so I'm gonna use that little thing to just I'm gonna tug on my familiar and just be like, hey, look, I need a good question to ask.
When was the last time the familiar will contemplate for a moment, send through the mental link? When was the last time you were capable of harvesting a wraith? After all, if you're able to ascertain when it was that all the shenanigans began, you might be able to see something interesting that may have happened at that time or in that place.
I've already gotten that information from a Reaper when I went to the Shadowlands to investigate the first time. They said it had been happening 2 days prior, and she will give off the date that she went to Shadowlands. Because I don't remember when that scene happened.
That's fair.
So she already knows when it started.
Ask, has anything like this ever happened before?
She'll look back to the person creature thing. And we'll say, has anything like this happened previously? Or possibly in the future, considering we are dealing with time?
She will smile. It will smile, and the smile is far too wide for the face, as it says, only once. And that is why a city is no more, and legends are all that remain. Now, I have answered your question. Tanzio ne kudaske. It will casually start to turn on the spot.
So wait, was it 3 questions for all of us, or 3 questions? Like, this is my out of character question.
Basically, it said Ikiro had 3 questions to ask him, or ask it,
Okay.
and it now appears to be leaving.
Which city was which city was destroyed that you were referring to?
It turns and it says, "Does it wish to ask another question?"
If I'm allowed 3 questions, that would be great. But I don't want to presume.
Do you wish to pay the price for the 3?
You're just gonna see if there's a line of sight between my character and yours. You just see him going, no, 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 no. I've read this book. Don't do that. He's not saying anything. He's just making a frantic no motion.
Anastasia kind of turns away from Sam's character. I don't know his name, but she's not looking at him because she feels bad.
I'm going to go with no. But thank you very much for the offer. You seem pretty cool.
It will say, "You do not know the price, yet you refuse."
I'm taking my cues from them.
And what do the insects understand of a god?
I'm literally just thinking, man, do they all get their notes from the same person? Jeez.
Jackie raises his hands. I'll pay it.
Are you sure?
Why not?
It will smile and it will move towards Jackie. And it says, "The price is simple. That memory which brings you the most joy. I will have that. And you will have your 3 questions."
All right.
Those questions, however...
He will forget his mother.
Oh, wow!
No!
Oh, okay. And it will say, okay. It will raise its hands up and the long black fingernails will basically drift along the side of Jackie's skull. You see black veins that are not Jackie's own ripple along his forehead. I will point out this is an incredibly painful process, so feel free to your character will scream. I don't care how masculine you are. But the twisted thing about this is it is not just a matter of forgetting. It is a fact that you knew you had something there that brought you genuine joy, but it is gone. You know the fact that there is something missing. It is not just blessed oblivion of the topic, if that makes sense. It is like there is a wound there that you know exists, but that you know can never heal. You know you can never remember it, and the topic is gone. The topic is obliviated from your mind. You basically see a shining bauble appear in the thing's hand as it flicks it around between its fingers, and it says, "You may ask your questions."
Here's a question though. Because my character isn't dead and we're all about blessings and curses, may I use Prime 2 Entropy 3 to take something from it too? Even exchange. Mythical threads, pulling on it.
Ooh, I like that.
I'm going to say yes, but it will get its counter magic roll.
Whatevs. I'll spend a willpower point.
What do you want to try and take, though? You're going to have to be specific here.
It's entropy. I don't know what I'm going to get. The Morgan will take something.
All right.
I have faith.
Okay, you know what? I'm not going to give a counter magic roll there. As you tug on it, it will let you have something, but make a roll.
Diff 7.
It's a coincidental effect because no one can really perceive it, so it'd be diff 6.
He'll mutter a prayer to the Morgan as he does it. So lower it by 1. It's 5.
Cool.
Two successes.
Okay. Basically, you feel a vestigial ream of shadow pull away from it. As you're basically pull away from its hand as you mutter your prayer, and Jackie, you'll feel a burning sensation just on the opposite side of the palm of your left hand. And you will see that there is a weird kanji symbol etched into your hand. It will look down and it will kind of quirk its head and it will say, Nazo Daiki Deske, which Kim can translate to as one of the forgotten ones. Now that is interesting. It will
Jackie,
look back at you. Oh, sorry, continue.
Jackie falls to his knees and he says, just like they say in the song, make it count, son. Ow.
You have 3 more questions. You may ask them, make them matter, fleshlings. I'm assuming this one, because of how it was phrased, is more of a you talk amongst yourselves as a quorum and decide what question you want to ask. So I'm happy for you guys to converse out of character if you want to kind of try and come up with the best questions to ask.
No, what? Okay, so we know a decent amount about the situation so far.
We also know that the one involved with it is Kronos, the Titan, one of in Greek mythology.
Well, no, you saw his name, or rather, you saw his name in a reference to something, and Kronos can also mean time.
True. But what Anastasia pointed out was it could be the Greek Titan.
In character, Finley's just kind of look at the group and say, I'm following part of the conversation here, but give the new guy a little bit of slack. What exactly is the entire situation here? I felt the whole monster headache thing that happened. Everything rewound. I saw that. What? And I know about the rain. Heard you guys talking about that. Other than that, what am I missing?
Someone is playing with time in a big way on a grand scale.
And you said something about a guy named Wrinkle? Is he like us?
Hi.
Wrinkle
For
is-
Sam's perspective. Hi, Sam. They taught you about Wrinkle They taught you about Wrinkle. For the love of God, they taught you about Wrinkle. Oh God, no. No, no, no. If he is involved, oh dear God, no. Continue.
Sorry, go ahead.
Which Sam you're talking to me, presumably, Evan?
Yes, I was talking to you, Sam.
Okay, yes. Wrinkles who punishes abuses of the time sphere.
Okay. And he's here, so presumably between that and everything else, someone is messing with the time sphere. Or, sorry.
Yes, but the fact that he's here is incredibly significant. One might say portentous.
Okay, we know it's tied to the rain. Well, feel free for anyone else to chime in.
Major emotion.
No, time can be also affected on many levels. In mythology, Kronos is a titan, and he is the one that gave birth to time when he was slain. If he is revived, time could cease. Now, that is just a hypothesis, though.
Kensi Naiko, Itsikina Etkai Chinchaitsko Kante.
I don't need Japanese to translate that.
I got enough words out of that to think that that's a little bit off base, so consider that to be a freebie.
Yeah.
I want to hear the whole thing.
I'll take that as a freebie.
It basically said, she basically said, what is locked away beneath the darkest portents, sealed by 1,000 names, cannot be simply brought back, stupid gaijin.
Beautiful.
Okay.
So okay, so we know about Wrinkle, we know about the rain, we know about the rewinding incidents, we know it all has to do with time. Any other specific clues that got mentioned that we're not talking about right now? Anything?
Kronos.
Okay, where did we get that word? Like, I know I remember a little my Greek myths, but how is that relevant here other than the historical,
Out of character, I don't remember where it came from, but somebody brought up that there was the word Kronos came from somewhere.
Oh, see, that was because when Eco took a little trip to the Shadowlands, I think that was like another person with her, but anyway, so she went, oh yeah, it was Bellic!
Eco Bellic and I can never remember the name of Ian's character. Carlisle.
Yes. But basically, like, we went to go visit the necropolis and shit, because Eco wanted to go visit the necropolis and shit. And so we found one of the wraiths, one of the newly created wraiths that hadn't been reaped yet. And basically she had used Prime Sight to look at the thing, and like it blew our eyes out, and then she realized that that's like some ancient Greekish shit written, as kind of like the warding words and whatever. So she called up her Wraith retainer, #Tony, and got her to read it, and the Wraith could only pick out the word Chronos.
So assume that gets related in character because someone in the group remembers that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what. Basically, that's what Anastasia will mention, that it was talked about in the bathhouse.
Well, it could have something to do with that then. We got 3 questions.
We could ask for more understanding of that word, or why that word was brought about, but it could be something vague.
My
We could ask
time.
why.
Oh, sorry. Continue, Marcus.
Jade goes, he stumbles up, he goes, we could ask why somebody would do this.
I'm up for using a question on that, if my vote means anything here.
That would be a helpful question, so I agree.
Is that your first question? Very
Jackie,
well, then.
since you paid the price, I feel you should be the one to ask.
I don't ask these questions, the lady does.
She'll look at Ichiro.
He don't gotta be 100% with me. He do with her though. Ow.
Very calmly, the figure will cross the room. She will pick up a glass and she will fill it with water. And she will then walk back to where she stood, or where it stood rather, and it will say, "This is time." She says, pointing to the glass in her hand. All that is, all that will be, that flows from one point to another along a path divergent to nothing save its own present, that will meld to the future, and so it will continue. In one overhead movement, she smashes the glass on the floor and says, "That is your reason."
Out of character, anybody got enigmas? They should roll it now.
I don't think I do.
Okay, I'll go ahead and roll enigmas.
I made a stupid character this time around.
Enigmas is a good skill. Never leave home without it.
Thoughts. Who needs to think?
2 successes if it's diff 6. Because I got a 1. Stupid 1.
It's diff 7.
Diff 7. Never mind. No successes.
Oh,
Oh, actually, you know
do-
what?
Hmm?
I actually can roll.
oh, you've got Jack of all trades. I think, yeah, that does apply to knowledge skill, doesn't it?
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Kim, do you want to roll some intellect enigmas difficulty 7?
I mean, I have very little intellect, but
You could roll 2 10s.
I could also spend a willpower.
Hey, finger guns.
Hey. All right, let's do this thing. Spending willpower. Get this to 7. One success.
Is that one success with the willpower?
Yes.
Okay. Kim, are you there? You're not. You there? You're not. You there? You're not. She's not there. Okay. Well, if time in basically, if we take the analogy that time in the glass is times it is meant to be, if time is broken, then that means there will be no past, present, and future, and maybe the three become one.
Which would be pretty damn disruptive.
It holds up 2 fingers to intimate you have 2 more questions.
Welcome back.
Out of character, did we already ask it why someone would want it to do this?
Yeah, that was what we just asked.
We just
lost
response
Evan.
to that.
We just lost Evan.
That was the answer to it.
There he
To
goes.
Merge all 3 into one.
Does
Sorry
anyone
about that. I'm
think?
back.
Does anyone think it might be a good idea to ask for a question to try a question that might lead us towards
I was thinking like asking, maybe we should ask, who
Ask
is
what?
behind this? Or how do we identify who is behind this?
or where we can go to get more information?
Yes. All these are good questions. Time's
We
the
could
king of
ask
men.
them.
He's both their parent and he is their grave, and he gives them what he will, not what they crave.
To phrase it right, why not use one of the questions to ask how we could find the person who's behind all this?
Do we know it's a person?
We could
Well,
ask where we
we
could
could-
find the entity.
Yeah, or just whoever's behind this.
Or we can ask the best way to stop it once we find them.
That could
And
be
for the record,
second.
just because I want to point it out for him, yes, Ben, he submitted the character sheet. Fine. Sorry, I just was checking that.
I feel our first question should be how to find them, though. We can ask the next question on how to stop them.
So how to find them and then how to stop them.
Yes.
Anyone else good with that?
Sure.
You back, Kim?
Mhm.
Do you want to phrase our questions?
Nope. Ego is sitting there and watching, smiling.
Oh, Marcus deferred it to you. Apparently, he paid the price so that you could ask more questions.
Oh shit, he did.
Yeah, that's why.
Fuck.
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
Fuck. God damn it! I'm just trying to eat my lasagna. Okay. So, obviously, the question was to.
First question is, how do we find whoever did this? Or whatever group, basically, how do we find whoever's behind this? And the second one is, how do we stop them once we find them?
Oh, okay. So, Iki will look back at the. Did it ever give a name?
It did. It called itself the Censor.
Okay. Beautiful. That's not weird at all. So she will look back at the sensor and she will say, do you know how, or even possibly where, the person or entity responsible for this is found? Or how to find them?
That is 2 questions.
she'll smile, realizing, that the thing caught on to what she was trying to do. So she'll then just kind of say, "Oh, see, because Kim forgot again. It was
How to find them, and then how to stop them.
okay. How to find them?
Whatever.
Okay. Look, Kim's tired. She's in a lot of pain. I've taken so many ibuprofens. It's gorgeous. Probably gonna die. So she will say, she'll just kind of smile at that a little sheepishly. It's kind of like, oh, ha 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 ha. And then she will actually bow again and say, I apologize, censor. Do you know a way in which we will be able to find the person or entity responsible for this?
It will contemplate. It will say, what happens when you drop a stone with clear pond?
Ripples.
It will nod.
I want to roll a wits or an intellect or wits enigma just to make sure that Iki understands that that's just to follow, like travel back and figure out where it came from.
Yeah, I'll do wits enigmas too, just to be safe.
Probably right,
Intelligence enigmas.
but I'm kind of like
enigmas. Yeah.
dope the fuck.
Actually, no, you are right. It's probably going to be wits enigmas because you're thinking on your feet.
Not fuck it, Steven.
I was going to go with my character just understanding that, but I mean, if you want me to roll for it, okay.
No,
You don't
like,
have to.
yeah, you don't have to. This is just for me because I'm like, Kim's not here all the way.
Dang! Well, both of us got one success. If that's
Oh.
diff 6. I mean,
It sounds like what they're saying is try and trace it from where. Basically, try and find its ripples.
Okay,
And
I just
trace
wanted
it
to-
back.
I just wanted to make sure of that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
And your last question.
Oh, Santa, you guys probably hate me, but just to make sure it's how we can get rid of this person or entity, correct?
Specifically,
How
how
to
to
stop
stop
it,
what
yes.
they're doing.
How to stop what they're... Okay. And for our last question, Censor. How may we, or how can we, stop this person or entity when we have located them?
Once again, the smile gets eerily wide as it says, when last it ticked this tick and talked this talk, the sickening sound and the pealing clock, did waves of water crest so high, neath its waves did Atlantis die.
Atlantis.
Cool.
That was me out of character, not her.
I do not know how one may stop the thrice the ticking of the damned clock. I do not know, I do not see. That requires greater minds, perhaps thee. Once again, smile.
Evan, is there any clue to who or what this kind of thing is, the sensor?
It's wraith-ish, for those of you who've seen a wraith, but it's not quite a wraith.
Is there a certain kind of lore we could roll for that?
Out of character, I'm wondering if people have any idea what it is.
Out of character, my spirit lore has never been the best. So
Okay.
I was going to go with a specter, but
It's manifesting in the real world, though, and it's not a wraith.
yeah, don't specters have actually more trouble manifesting on our end?
Yes.
Okay, so it's
I know
probably
what
not
it is.
effective.
It did also say that it had to go and like looking for something, isn't it? Oh,
Okay,
what is it,
I'm
Marcus?
curious.
Didn't you say it was a?
What do you think it is, Marcus?
I think it's those things at the bottom of the abyss. I forgot what they're called. They're not the Reapers. They're those guys that are spoke of in Shadows. It's one of those guys.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I can't think of their name, but there's like 4 or 5 of them.
Yep.
What is the appropriate name for them out of character?
It calls itself the Censor. If you wish to do more reading on Wraith lore, that is your business.
Okay.
Could I roll with Wraith lore?
You know what? I'll give you. If you want to roll it, you can roll Wraith lore difficulty 8.
Okay.
I believe in you, Kim.
You can use spirit to lower the difficulty of this.
Yes. I'm gonna use spirit. How the fuck am I supposed to use spirit? Need answers, Marcus.
Your Erte. Just roll it.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I was reading a message. Basically, yeah, when you're dealing with things like spirit lore, you can roll your spirit to basically lower the difficulty. You're basically trying to attune yourself to the spirit that you're contemplating.
What's the diff?
Standard diff, so it'd be difficult. Well, you're using spirit probably 1 just to decrease the difficulty, so it would be difficulty, assuming using a foci 3.
That's 4 successes.
Alright, so that decreases the difficulty of the roll by 4, so that would mean it becomes from difficulty 8 to difficulty... Oh, no, sorry. It can only raise it by a maximum 3, so that would mean it would lower it to difficulty 5.
That's still really good compared to what it was.
Does my specialty in Wicked Bright apply?
Yeah, yes.
There's 4 successes as well.
Okay. In the bottom of the abyss, or rather not the bottom of the abyss, but... Okay. Chiron, who is the Lord of Wraiths, the Master of the Underworld, he's got a whole mess of titles. Basically, directly beneath him, there are, I believe, 5 greater... They're not called Death Lords, but that's what I always think of them as. They're basically, they oversee the underworld for each one of their respective continents that they oversee. You may assume that this one is the overseer for the underworld of Asia because of its general attitude, the fact it doesn't like speaking in English, and the fact that it seems to be incredibly wise and knowledgeable, because basically they have the collective knowledge of the underworld at their disposal. So, Kim, the response to your next question is no, you cannot bind it, and it will do sad things to you if you attempt to do it.
A, I wasn't going to try to bind it or ask to bind it. B, my first question was actually going to be, I got a phone call during the middle of that, so I heard the first bit and I heard the last bit, but I didn't hear the bit in the middle.
What bit did you, where did you like leave?
Okay. I got back when I was talking about, and they speak Japanese, or they like speaking Japanese.
Okay. You can assume that this is the censor for the Asian underworld, basically, that they are one of the 5 servants of Chiron, who is the Lord of the Underworld, basically, who's the Lord of Wraiths, blah blah blah. They're one of the they're like, as I say, I always think of them as Death Lords, but they're because I'm a huge fan of Exalted, but they're not. They're basically just incredibly powerful Wraithoid beings who oversee and manage the underworld.
Beautiful.
And you can assume this is the Asian one.
I totally want to invite it out for tea. Okay. So she's actually going to kind of look over to Matsuo, because the censor said that Matsuo had asked a favor of it. So she's and then she'll look back at the censor. And I think those were all 3 questions, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. So unless anyone else has anything to say, it's going to make to leave again.
Before it goes, Iki will just kind of say, in Japanese, of course, I understand that this will probably never come to fruition, but if you ever need anything that you believe I might be able to help you with, I will be more than happy to be in your service.
It will turn. It will say, "It has been noted," or it will bow its head infinitesimally to the group. Ever
Ichiro
so
will
slightly.
bow.
The censor, seeming to have lost interest in the conversation, will be swallowed up again by the inky black pool of sword that it left on the ground. You'll notice that the ground itself underneath where it stood is still blackened and marred by its very presence. But the drumming will gradually start to dissipate over the next few minutes as it proceeds to be moved, as if you assume it proceeds to move away.
Jackie will grab a cup and he will rush to where it's disappearing from, and he will scrape up all of the blackened area of the wood, and he put it in a glass, and he'll walk back to the table.
That's fine. Cool. So it has now departed.
What was that thing?
Don't know. Bottoms up, and he pours whiskey in the glass with all the wood and stuff, and he drinks it.
Okay. I'm gonna say
There's
this
wood
right
in your
now.
glass?
He took the shavings of the blackened, gnarled wood on the floor. That's fine. You drink it. Kim, you know what the thing is. If you want to elaborate on it, you can. If you don't, you don't. It's up to you.
She don't care what you talk about, Willis.
Who the fuck is Willis?
I have garlic bread stuck in my mouth at the moment, so you're gonna have to give me a moment.
It's a movie.
Happy Kim is munching.
Okay, so Ichiro will kind of. She's got a little kick in her step. She's like, "Oh, hello! I know what this thing is. Dance party." And she'll walk behind the bar, taking up her bartenderly duties once again. And then she'll just sort of say, "Well, that was. How do I phrase this in a very plain way? So, there is, at the kind of top of the chain, there's this really powerful entity that kind of rules over the lands of Jade, or the Shadowlands, as you would call it. And he's got a couple little, I don't want to call them underlings, but people that work under him. And that was one of them.
Out of character, I want to double check. Is Hades similar to the Shadowlands or no? Because I would say something like that, but I don't want to be completely like idiot. 'Cause she would knows different.
How much Wraith Lore do you have?
None. Okay. She'll say. So it is a creature. Well, all I can assume from it is it's a creature within the depths of Hades.
Hades is an umbral realm, Kim.
He's just going to kind of look over to her and say, I don't really think you have that correct.
You can tell she's like thinking. I might need to know more about these Shadowlands.
They are a rather interesting place.
She'll smile and she'll say, "You seem to be quite knowledgeable on this land. If it pleases you, I would like to know more, if you are willing." And she'll like smile and then she'll say, "I am sorry if I offend. I do not know your customs that well."
I will think on it.
And she'll nod.
At this point, actually, Evan's probably also going to have to bow out, and I am hosting the scene as it is getting to be silly o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's
So-
late for me too. I didn't really do very well as a result.
No worries. Okay, so in that case, you can have a follow up whenever you guys like on this scene. But in the meantime, thank you players for playing. Thank you watchers for watching. This has been another scene in Darkness in Dublin where holy shit, great googly moogly y'all, ghosts. I will talk to you all later. Pip pip.